Azure Latch has recently updated, and in the update it brought the long-awaited Lorenzo Rework, or should I say Mastery, as in order to get the reworked version of Dawn, you have to complete a questline, which is similar to NEO Easy's. Now I didn't have to do the full questline as I was given Dawn for free, but I did complete some of it up until the borrow part, and from what I can tell the questline didn't seem nearly as bad as NEO Easy's, although I could be terribly wrong. But still, the fact you even have to do a questline in the first place kinda sucks, and once again shows that all that Boss Studio cares about is the CCU of the game. But that aside, let's see if completing the questline for Dawn is worth it. For his Mastery, all of his moves stay relatively the same with a few changes and variations added to them. For your first move, you have Zombie Dribble. On the ball, you perform Zombie Dribble, which is the same as base Dawn's, but with the added addition of being able to strafe, meaning if you press A or D in the middle of the animation, you'll be able to jolt your body to whichever way you chose, with you being able to strafe 3 times. Off the ball, your first move becomes Zombie Walk. You lunge yourself forward, acting as a move to catch up to players, and if you come in contact with the ball, you'll continue to dribble for a short period of time. His second move is called Undead Crash. It works the same as his base counterpart, but with the added addition of being able to feint your pass. For those confused, Undead Crash no longer has iframes, meaning anyone can tackle you out of the passing animation, and so if you press T in the middle of your passing animation, it'll turn it into a counter, with you gaining distance if landed. His third move is Defensive Stance, which stayed relatively the same, except with a few changes. If you deflected a ball, it'll move according to the direction you deflected, and the ball now has more upward velocity when blocking a stronger shot, as well as they nerfed the hitbox but made it so it has a longer lifetime and starts faster. Now before I talk about his fourth move, I need to talk about his new T special. His new T special is called Price Check, and it allows you to mark someone on the opposing team. If you mark someone, they will receive a 20% deduction in movement speed and a 30% shot power reduction. But these debuffs only last if you stay near the marked opponent, meaning if they get far enough away, these debuffs will wear off. Now his fourth move, Horrific Intercept, has stayed the same, but with a few variants added to it. If you use your T special and use Horrific near a marked opponent, you'll trap the ball, but then proceed to dribble forward, skipping the trap cutscene. And if you're in the same situation but a teammate is near you, you'll instead trap the ball and pass to the teammate that's near you, with this also skipping the trap cutscene. Now his ult still only has one move, but man is there a lot of new variations for his base moves. For his ult, he now has 2 new variations for it, one for when it's overtime and another when you're in the gold box.
400万食おったろうかウーバーズようギャップ派の意図やいいか
Using the steel variant for Undead Crash is still the same, but if you use it on a Kaiser, you'll get a different cutscene.
ようマイケル
Now Ace Eater is the move that got the most love, with there being 3 parts to the move. The first 2 parts act as a forced dribble, similar to Yukimiya's straight soccer dribbling, with the third part of it acting as his ult shot.
役立たずと呼んでもいいですか君は価値がないのにゃっ
There is an air variant to Ace Eater, but I only found out about it until after I recorded all the footage for this video, but it essentially acts as a guaranteed steal when the ball is in the air near an opponent, as well as his chemical reaction with borrows, another thing I didn't get footage for. But basically, when a Lorenzo is in ult, he needs to use Undead Crash on a borrow while 2 opponents are near him and are close to the box. This will lead to a cutscene and an auto goal. From what I can tell, this is all that the new version of Dawn has to offer, so if I missed anything, please let me know. And before I say anything else, please keep in mind that this rework was not made with the intention that it would be locked behind a questline. Originally, it was just going to replace the old version of Dawn, but then Boss Studio stepped in and made it locked behind a quest. Now my opinions on the Dawn rework are mostly positive, but I still have a few issues with it. To begin, the questline was just unneeded, and it breaks down the Dawn rework for a ton of players. Now I believe that it's okay to have this mastery locked behind a quest, but not a quest line. If all you had to do to get the Dawn rework was complete the Dawn part of the quest line without needing to do Aikus or borrows, it would have made a lot more sense, as the actual content in the rework isn't enough to justify locking it behind 3 quests. This isn't NEO Isekai where it's a whole new style. It's an old style with new stuff added to it. Now the actual content in the rework is actually pretty good, but I still have some criticisms. To start, his T special is absurdly stupid and needs to be reworked or balanced immediately. The fact you can just get perma debuffed if a Dawn stays in your general vicinity is incredibly broken, as well as the debuffs themselves are broken. A 20% decrease in movement is fine, but it's still a tad bit too much, and a 30% decrease in shot power makes every shot you take seem like it was done by a 5-year-old. Not only should the debuffs be on a time limit that way you can't get perma debuffed, but the strength of them should be lessened dramatically. His T special is at the very least incredibly annoying to deal with. And keep in mind, this is only his T special I'm talking about. I haven't even begun to talk about his awakening because Jesus is that awful as well. To sum it up, he has no cooldown on Ace Eater, 2 force dribbles, a flow shot that is stronger than Yukimiya's, 2 QTE steals, a guaranteed auto steal if the ball is in the air, and a cherry on top, defensive stance has a longer linger. Like, the balancing is so hard that even the official league server for Azure Latch had to ban Don Lorenzo Mastery due to how broken he is. With this being the first time they genuinely can't balance something. Like, this is the first legitimate showing of a power creep within styles, and that is not good for the future of this game. Also, one thing I want to bring up is the second part of Ace Eater, as that animation was practically copied/traced from Project Egoist, as the animation is damn near the same, with a dev in the Breakthrough Discord server calling them out on this. All that aside, I think the update was still mostly good, but man is there a lot of things that bring this update down for me. From the questline to the style being unbalanced to traced animations, it does not give the update a good look. But at least there were no big bugs, right? There's a bug with Mastery Dawn that doesn't allow you to shoot. Seriously though, this update was good, but was brought down by so many factors. So is getting the Dawn Mastery worth it? If you main Don Lorenzo, then yes. If not, just get it naturally. Anyways, that's it for me. See ya.